Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It helps other people know when I'm posting videos. And before we get started, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey. So the little video that you saw at the beginning of the slide presentation, that was really me back in the early days of 2020. And so this video that you're watching, we're going to look back at the first video that I put up on YouTube back in September 1st of 2020. I started filming out my videos in the middle part of August of that year. In the early days of January 2020, I weighed 367 pounds. I could have even weighed more than that, but I was really huge. So I decided on early days when I couldn't get into an MRI machine yet that it was time for me to do something about it. And so when I got permission from my doctor, we decided on the ketogenic lifestyle after thinking about having weight loss surgery. And I thought against my better judgment and said, well, why don't we just try different plans? And so between the January and August of that year, we finally decided on the ketogenic lifestyle. And I did a lot of research, and I came across Jess from Keto Rewind. It was mentioning her throughout the entire video. I was really impressed with her YouTube channel and her Facebook support group. And that leads me to another thing. I do have my own Facebook support group, Ron's Keto Cafe Support. And if you're welcome to come along and, invite you to come into my Facebook page, and you're welcome to post anything. I encourage you to post before and after photographs, recipes, and anything else you want to put on there. I just don't promote drugs for weight loss, and you can put other channels on there if you know anybody that might be helping other people to lose weight. So it's not a question about just losing weight, it's a question about getting healthy, and if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Boy, do I truly mean that. There, I started a job about 3 or 4 months ago there, and I had to kind of like ease back on it because I have problems with my feet. They're dry, bleeding, cracking, and they're 100% better, but I'm still having issues with them, and I gotta just keep, treating them every day as part of my daily routine until they eventually clear up. Hopefully the psoriasis won't come back. And I don't know if it's ever going to go away and not come back. But I'm doing some researching on inflammatory and food allergies and what might be causing my psoriasis. So next time I see my doctor, I'm going to have her test me for a food allergy to see if there might be something triggering my psoriasis. And then I can just deal with it. But before we go on further, let's have a sip of my favorite coffee. My choice of beverages, Nantucket Blend Medium Roast. And I have a packet of monk fruit and light cream in my coffee. So I always drink my coffee that way with a little bit of sweetener. I tried drinking it black. I tried drinking it without the Splendor. I was doing Splendor in my early days, but I no longer do Splendor. But the monk fruit is my choice of sweetener. So yeah, so that was really me back in 2020. You can clearly see my puffed up face and my goblet that I had. I had a big hang underneath my chin, and I don't know which I probably this way, but I was looking up on that guy over there. I said, I don't ever want to go back to being that big guy again. I mean, I was just totally miserable. I needed my cane to walk around with. My cane became my best friend, and because now I still use my cane on occasion, only because my left hip is giving out on me, and my left hip is reacting exactly like my other hip did back in last year before I had my hip out in June of last year. It's been almost a year now. No more problems with the right hip, but yeah, that was the other thing. I went to get hip surgery. The doctor says, I can't operate on you. I said, why? Because you got open wounds on the bottom of your feet. So they won't touch you with that because they're afraid of bacteria might come in and, you might get a blood clot or something like that. So they're healed enough right now so I can get surgery, but I'm going to wait till the fall. And then if I still want to get it done, but he told me I can get the hip surgery done anytime I want. Tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now. Just, it all depends on me and how I can tolerate my hip. Sometimes I use my cane and other times I don't use my cane. It depends how I feel for that particular day. So I'm doing phenomenally well. I feel really good. I just got a new shirt in the other day. I actually got 2 of them in. I went up one size, and I did order 2 large shirts, and they did fit me, but they fit a little tight. And so I sent them back, and this is a extra large, and they fit me really loose, and I like loose clothes, and I don't know if you guys and gals like that too as well. And so when my weight started creeping up again, I decided to do a beef and butter fast. We started our beef and butter fast on Monday. They were doing it for 5 days with a period of transitioning over to carbs. And at Monday, I weighed myself in at 233.9. I don't know what I weigh in this morning. I hadn't weighed myself since Monday, and I want to weigh myself into the probably Sunday. And if I lose weight, fine. If I don't lose weight, fine. But I've been feeling like my stomach has definitely been, you know, it doesn't feel that sick, bloated feeling like when you overeat carbs. And I've been going to the bathroom quite a bit. I've been drinking tons and tons and tons of water in my number 1 and number 2 department. It's working really good. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens at the end of the week results. So hopefully you'll have a good week. Now, typically when I've done beef and butter fast before, I lost anyways from 10 to 12 pounds during that period of time, and then the weight would bounce back the following week, and it would fluctuate to where I probably lost about a total of 6 pounds, and that's probably about a half an inch on my waist and my belly, which I'm good with that, you know. And then it helps you to get back on track and get your body into ketosis, which is burning your fat for fuel, and instead of storing your sugar and all that other junk in your tummy. But as far as what I've been eating there during the beef and butter fast, I've been did some 2080 ground chuck, and I had that for a few days, and then I made some beef burger patties. That I had some of these pre-made patties that I bought from this company that I really like those patties because they're flavorful and they're very fatty. And you know, I'll take a snapshot of the photograph of that above the timeline. And kibasi, and then have a meatloaf that I made from the Swedish meatballs my wife made the other day. So when I break back into the carbs, I'll have a little carbs there, and I'll be probably have some eggs and sausages for one day, just to slowly transitioning back to regular keto foods, and you know, just take one day at a time from there. And then I did notice of some of those ice cream videos that I made there. I was trying to use Carb Manager the other day to figure it out. One of my recipes that I made, I put like about a pint of raspberries in it, the fresh black raspberries in it, and it measured up the amount to be 41 grams. I mean, if that was supposed to be true, then if I ate that whole container, I went, and I'm supposed to do like 36 carbs per day. So if you're eating like that many carbs and you're not being accountable for what you eat, and you're not sure, you can clearly see why we're not losing any weight and we're staying the same. So just be kind of like vigilant on what you put in your mouth, and you know, track your food if you want to be successful. You know, you should be tracking your food anyways. So, but we started doing that this whole week during the beef and butter fast, and I'm hoping for good results. Now, yesterday I made 2 steaks that I had. I got a packet of 4. I didn't care for the steak that I bought. I got 2 more slabs I got to use up. It maybe because I just put salt on them is my flavor of salt, but I overcooked them a little bit more than I wanted to, and that was probably half the reason why there, because it tasted awful dry. So, but I got 2 more slabs, and I'll try to not cook them as much as I cook the other ones. Maybe that may make a difference on them. I don't know. But my choice of steak is when I can find it. We call it something called first cut steak in the store. It's absolutely the best. And if I can find some of that this week, I'll pick up some more for next week. But we're planning on, once we're doing done with the beef and butter fast, and we're going to probably go back to keto and do some carnivore and do some BBBE every now and then. So, you know, I'll break it up here and there every other day. But when I want a regular keto meal, I want to start putting out some more recipes. So I got a lot of recipes planned and stuff like that. And I do miss vegetables and fruits. You got to be careful with fruits too. Like right now, we got the fresh summer peaches, which should be coming out. Got a ton of sugar in the peaches, so be careful there. And we, you know, if you want to make like a peach cobbler, I mean, I'm okay with that once in a while. But if you, the other thing, like I mentioned about the raspberries and the strawberries have carbs too, even though they're okay for keto. You just got to like measure them up in a gram scale and know how much calories you're putting into your mouth. Like again, my calories is 2,800 a day, plus I can go up to about 35, 36 grams of carbs a day. And I've been pushing it up to as high as 50. But again, if you don't calculate it out, you're just guessing. You're never going to lose weight guessing. So it's important to know exactly what you're putting in your mouth for carbs. And I'm going to continue on with the journey, continue inspiring many people as you can. Now again, with all those, the first video that I did, I started getting involved in weight loss. My choice of exercise was walking. I did join the gym in the early days of 220 at the option one. They since long closed, but had nothing to do with the virus there. They just they sold out the that facility over there where they had it set up, and you know, I kind of miss going over there to see my friend there every time I was down there talking to Kelly. But I, you know, it is what it is. But I did manage to lose weight while I was over there, and kept me going for a while. And you know, and most of my other weight was done by walking, and you know, I'm a walking food frenzy. And when I get problems with my feet, it's preventing me from doing a lot of walking. So I got to be very, very careful and vigilant. And if I'm not using my cane, if I fall, then I got to make sure I can pick myself up. So if I'm street walking and I fall, then nobody's there around me to help me pick up. I got to use something for leverage. And but yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the short little video. Just, you know, we're just looking back and see how big I was compared to where I am now. And I'm going to continue going back some of the older videos that I put up, and we'll talk about each one and what went on for that week. But I've been, you know, really, really thankful, and thank God every day I get to see another day, and hope today is better than yesterday. Yesterday I didn't have a bad day. Yesterday I went fishing. Yesterday I caught 4 fish. 3 bass and 1 kibbe, or 1 sunfish, and that's kind of related to the bass family. One of the bass, the 3rd bass that I caught that day, which, oh my gosh, that sucker was huge. It had to have been at least 16 inches. I didn't think bass got that big. And I have a photograph above the timeline. But the thing must have, it totally filled up my entire hand there, my belly, when I was trying to get the hook off of it, and I had a hard time holding on to the fish. And so when I unhooked it, and it must have weighed at least 4 pounds. Now, if I was eating fish, I'd bring it home and clean them up. But I don't like cleaning fish, and definitely don't like cooking fish. I prefer to buy the breaded fish already breaded, or now and then I'll buy like a fresh haddock fillet, and instead of frying it, I'll bake it in the oven for my wife and myself. I like baked haddock and baked cod and stuff like that. I would prefer the fried, but the problem with the fried is they use the regular flour, which is a no-no on keto. So we're gonna definitely put out some more recipes. Be watching for that. Hope you enjoyed this short little video on some of the before and after stuff. And I'll do like a split comparison, you know, and so you'll see what's going on and what went on. And you know, yeah, like I said, that was really me over there. And you know, maybe what I'll do is I'll have the link below the video on the actual full-length video that I had when I was doing the first week on keto, or either that, or just, you know, have this, depending how long this is, put that video behind it so you can actually, you know, do the comparison. So if I have that video below this video will be above that video, looking down in that video, so you can see the difference between the 2 comparisons. And I'm going to take a snapshot off of this video, and I'll do the comparison on my thumbnail. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk too long. And remember, I love you. God loves you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And have an amazing day. And hope you have a successful journey like I'm having. Bye. This is Ron Gerard. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Changing Times. Today is September 1st, 2020. Today we are starting a new chapter in my life. We are starting keto. Last year I went on keto for a period of time. I was very successful, but I stopped, and I wasn't quite educated enough to do it and continue it the way it should have been done. So I started keto again. I actually started about 2 or 3 weeks ago as an experiment to see whether or not I wanted to continue with keto or not, and how it would go. I came across a marvelous YouTube channel called Keto Rewind. This girl Jessie and her husband Kyle, the whole family is doing keto. I'm 64 years old, and the big wake-up call for me was when I had to go get an MRI, and I couldn't get into the MRI machine, and now I have to go outside the city to get an MRI in a bigger machine. And my back and my body is totally out of sync, and I keep losing my balance, and I'm realizing now that after these last 3 weeks I've been on Keto Experiment 1, that my weight is the main factor why I'm losing my balance, why I feel the way I do. It's so going forward into my new life and changing times, I'll be updating weekly, monthly videos, how well I'm progressing, some of my own unique recipes, and just giving you overall updates of how my health is doing. I've been pretty much big all my life. I just don't want to be big anymore. It's not a question about losing weight. The losing weight part is just a bonus. It's more a question about being healthy, losing weight healthy and safely. I am under a doctor's care to lose the weight. I am no doctor, believe me. On Keto Rewind's website, Jesse was saying that you have to do your research, your homework, you have to prepare, you have to prep. And keto might not be for you, but for me to make this change, I'm 64 years old now, and I have to make a change. And the only one that can make a change is you. I can't tell you what to do. Nobody can tell me what to do. But to me, it's very important going forward that I do this, and I want to live longer, and I want to live a healthier life. I'm a videographer by trade. Over the last 10 years, I fell in love with video and photography. And when you want to do a lot of outdoor photographs and video, being out of shape is not in a good place. And so going forward, for this coming year, there's a lot of planning and works that I want to do with video and photography. One of my main goals and function that I want to do is jump out of an airplane. But in most states, there is a weight restriction, and that's a big part of me losing weight. But the main goal is to get healthy and stay healthy and live longer. When you lose weight or when you go on a weight loss journey, nothing's a guarantee that you're going to live today, 5 minutes from now, or 2 years from now. But for me, I have to do this. I want to lose the weight, and I know I'm going to do this, and I know I'm going to be successful at this. I know about keto, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you're doing keto," and you get that, negative look from people. I'm going to tell you something about keto. As an experiment, 3 weeks ago, the middle part of August, actually the second week of August, I tried an experiment. I did what's called the 16 to 8 intermittent fasting. Basically what that means is between 11 in the morning and 6 at night is when my opportunity that I can have something to eat. And I'm counting carbs, net carbs, and I'm counting my macros to make sure I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting and for foods in my journey, and my water. And I have coffee in the morning. I'm still using Splendor. I'm having a hard time breaking off of that. And I'm drinking my coffee right now with light cream, but I'm going to be switching that. The thing of it is, when you're on a limited income, instead of just throwing away all this bad junk, I had to slowly use it up to get rid of it. And so that's what I said. It's starting in September. Everything changes. Being on limited income, it's tough on being on a budget, being on keto, but if you buy a pound of ground beef, say for instance, and you're paying like $10 or whatever it is you're paying, it's no different than buying all kinds of snacks and eliminating the snacks, the trans fats, the chips and all that fatty junk that we're not really supposed to be eating, and then swapping it off for something healthy like a good piece of grass-fed ground beef or something like that, and the farm eggs, the fresh farm eggs instead of the grocery store eggs and stuff like that. But those are some of my goals going forward. Now, getting back on the intermittent fasting, I'm 64 years old, never did anything like this in my entire life, fasting. And I didn't cheat once. I'm real proud of myself. What else want to say about intermittent fasting? It's not as bad as you think it is. I'm not going to be afraid to admit this because, going forward, I'm documenting my entire journey here. My starting weight was 325 pounds. Mind you, I'm 64 years old, still got my hair. What else? So when I weighed myself, took a nice photograph of that, and so the official starting weight in the month of September going forward, this morning when I weighed myself, I'm 311 pounds. So in the 3-week time frame, I lost pretty close to 15 pounds. And for exercise, because of my back and my health and my weight, what's going on with my leg, I'm losing my balance on my right side. It's just collapsing, and that's why we had to go get an MRI to find out what's going on with my leg and my back. I suspected the doctor suspected it was all coming in from my lower disc, one of the L4 or L5 discs that are causing the issue, and I believe that it can be corrected with weight loss and pain management and knowing what my ability is going forward. I do not want to get surgery. It's the last thing I want to do. I may want to go for another treatment on my back with a shot in my back, but try that again. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But right now, I'm just raw. I'm getting out there every day. I'm doing exercise. How I'm doing exercise, I'm walking. There's sometimes I walk 3 times a day. The best day I had one day during the 3 weeks, and I lost the 15 pounds. I went walking 3 times that day. The first time I went walking 2 hours, then the afternoon I went walking 1 hour, and then at nighttime I went walking through our local farm. I did through the apple orchard. I did like a 2.5 hour walk, and I was feeling really, really terrific. No more soda, no more sugar. I'm trying to use I switched over to the Himalayan salt, which is a better, healthier salt. I'm taking vitamin D3, my men 1-a-day vitamin. Most of the time I've been pretty much pain-free now in my back area, and I really encouraged by my weight loss so far up to date. But again, my official starting date is September 1st. But anyways, this is Ron. Don't forget to share and like my YouTube channel. From time to time I'll be putting in updates from my weight loss journey, as well as the other videos that I do. Some projects I'm currently working on, and I'm taking a lot of time-lapse video. I'm learning the process. It's like with the weight loss, everything's a process and a learning process. I'm a videographer by trade. I'm self-taught. I never went to school for video, but I won awards for my work, and I guess that's pretty much all I have to say for now. But be watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once again, I started out my weight at 325 pounds. The official starting weight is 311. My goal weight is 180 pounds. Realistically speaking, I would probably be happy and satisfied if I could get my weight down to 200. And I'm going to be documenting this journey, the entire process. And so I just wanted to sign off and say, have a good day.